good morning. And where am I? There I am right there. Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing, Roy?
I am doing good, my friend. I am back.
That's awesome.
I am ready. I'm raring to go.
Glad you're here. So glad you're here. You're not going to be with us on Thursday, I hear.
No, I can't make Thursday. But today, tomorrow, definitely.
All right, cool. Well, that's awesome. And on Thursday, you won't be able to make the show that I do in the morning my time, but later in the evening, we're going to probably get together and create a...
Small miscommunication. I can do that today late on or tomorrow late on, but again, Thursday is wiped. So your choice of when you'd like to do that.
Let's do it today. Cool. Yeah, let's do it today. All right, cool. So we'll do that later this evening. Okay, so cool. Let's kind of show you where I am, where we are, where we left up. I'm actually in the process of just checking in code here, writing down all of the things that have changed. Visually, I made. I played with the emitter. The last change I did is I played with the emitter for the scroll. Let me show you that.
Okay.
And I think I have a theory on what the problem is, and I think based on what I did, the changes I made. Let me show you this here. Let's see if this works here. All right, let's change.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
All right, couple things. One is we've got the announcer saying, here's what's coming. So announcer says, it's this person's turn, that sort of thing.
e144.
Right there. So when we switch over. So I have that. The other thing that I did, let's see, is this working or not? Because there was a side effect to what I noticed. Do we have Yeah, so you can see, there you can see the... you can see the particles. I cut the particles in half. We were first, I said, generate particles at 2,500 particles per second. And that's what it was doing. And we were noticing performance issues. So I changed it. I dropped it down to 1,250. I just cut it in half. And it feels like it's fixed the problem.
Bushwhacker. Eva.
Yeah, because we had a lot of particles in a lot of different places, but this is obviously the combination of particles over the top of an animation. Maybe there's some kind of a perf issue within the sort of V6 engine.
Yeah, well, here's my theory. We're in the draw function. The emitter says, "Okay, my turn to draw. I got to generate, this many particles in this frame." So it starts to do it.
Yep.
Right. And it generates a whole bunch, but it takes longer than the amount of time it has to generate those particles. That's the theory, right?
Okay.
And so because it takes longer, it gets out, and then the next one comes in, right? And it says, well, I'm trying to catch up. We got to generate, still X amount of, yeah, exactly. Because more time has passed, and we essentially get behind. And so we're just continually calling and throwing out particles and generating them, but we're that's what I think is causing the problem. So by dropping the number down, that kind of fixes it. But what we really need is, I think we need to look closer at it. A better solution is something that says, okay, what are the, are we unable to generate in the slice of time given? And if that's the case, what we need to do is we need to take protective measures, defensive measures, and generate less. That's like the ideal solution. Right now, I'm still kind of exploring the problem to understand it, and I just wanted to point that out that I made that change, and it now everything seems to be okay with regards to that. And so okay, now wait. Now I just noticed no particles there on the last one. This one worked. Okay. All right. So I guess we're okay.
Yeah, they're looking good.
Not too bad. I'm okay with that. Yeah. So anyway, that's that. So that's what happens every time we change a player in the game. The other change that I made this really super cool. I have not considered myself an artist ever until maybe about in the last week. I think about a week ago, I said to Karen, my wife, who sometimes shows up in the chat room and sex positive, I said, you know what? I actually kind of think of myself as a programmer / artist. I think it's fair to call me that based on kind of the stuff that I've done mainly for the show, right? Yeah. That I've been doing. And I suppose I shouldn't call myself a programmer / artist because that implies I do everything for free and I'm starving. And so I said, maybe I'm a programmer / designer is what I said. But I really have not ever considered myself an artist. I really never considered myself having that artistic skill. In fact, everything that I've got, I essentially got through research, right? And through understanding the science of it, right? So, so with that said, though, I created like some super cool animation for a health dice roll. So I'm going to roll out 3 D12s because the D12s are my favorite. And here comes the health only roll. And there's the animation for it.
Hey.
And I really like it. It looks pro
It
level.
looks nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's essentially almost all made entirely from scratch. And now I'm thinking, okay, and this one too is kind of made from scratch. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's I can call myself an artist.
He's in the house.
That guy always comes in with a bang. It's awesome. Legendary Moo, glad to see you. Glad to see you with us. Just talking with Roy about how, yeah, another example of your art. Yeah, that's true. Uh-oh. What's that?
House.
Nice. He came before the chicken and the egg. He told the chicken to cross the road. Knock, knock. It's the chicken. Have I told that on the story? Have I told that story on the show, Roy?
I don't know.
Oh, my kids are like,
rings a bell.
my kids are like, they're like, why'd the chicken cross the road? And I'm like, I don't know why. And they're like, because he's hunting the idiot. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, knock, knock. And I go, who's there? And they go, the chicken. And I'm like, so,
Ouch.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. I fall for that every time. Every time I fall for that. But because I want to know who's at the door. So,
Sure.
so I'm pretty happy with this. There's some subtle things going on here. One of the subtle things is it's the same animation, but I'm just color shifting a bit here. You can see the blues and the teals a little bit on this. Created this from scratch, used Adobe After Effects to get that plus. The plus, it's hard to see on this screen, but if we change over, hold on a second, can I change over to one of the player screens and get rid of my background? So I've got a darker background, like my, like here, and we do that same roll. Is that working? Oh wait, do I have to refresh? I got to refresh over here, I think. I got to refresh the cache of the current page there for the dice and probably for the scroll overlay as well. Refresh that. And why not the dragon front overlay as well? We'll just refresh all of those there since I just rebuilt. And now we'll do it one more time. Let's initialize the player data and switch to a page here.
Eva Wolfhard.
There you go. And here comes the health only roll on there. And behind the pluses, there's a little subtle kind of fiery thing going on there. You might be able to see it against the dark background. It's kind of an animation going on there, yeah. So it's just, you know, to make it feel a little more alive. And there's kind of an illusion kind of thing going on there. And speaking of overkill productions, so one of the other changes I made, I don't think I did this on the show. I made it so that if we come in and say we want to do like, let's see here. Yeah, if I click on Wrathful Smite, it specifies the damage. And then I made it so in the damage string, I could specify what kind of damage that was. So if I were to put a comma here, so it's 1d6 of psychic damage, I could then follow it by a 1d8, and then in parens put force damage like that, and do like a damage only roll like this. And then I get psychic and force damage like that at the same time. So I added that ability. The other thing that I changed, the other subtle thing that's going on here is you'll notice there's a cloud running around the psychic damage right there. And there's actually, what I did is to make these look a little more immersive, I put a top layer cloud where I could, and I'll do the roll one more time and you can see it here. So there, around the number 3, over to my right, you can see 3 little clouds going around it.
Oh yeah.
So I created that as well. I started with some footage of steam, and then I warped it a bit, and I elongated it, and then I made it so that I could then specify on the dice how many of those I want to put around, and it evenly spaces them. Right, the beauty of coding. Right, not a lot of code required to do that. And so if we look at some of these other roles here, let's just look at these. I'm going to come in here and say we want to do. Let's do 4d12s, and I'm going to say the damage. We'll do acid first, and do a damage only roll. And you should see just a subtle little cloud on top of the die here, spinning around, and that's just to give it a little bit of extra depth there. Let's look at bludgeoning. I think I changed bludgeoning a bit too to have a kind of a bigger version of it coming around behind the pieces that were swirling around there. Cold has got a cloud on top as well. It's a little more opaque. So you can see that circling around the die, those clouds there, and there's got like about 5 of them. So it's a small little change. It's a tiny resource. It's a small resource, but it's used. I applied it to all the dice rolls to give them a greater sense of depth, to make it look like the effect was surrounding the die, both below it and above it. Here's fire. It worked out really well for fire, because now the sides are a little darker, looking like they're burning up a little bit, right? It's just a subtle changes around there. So I made those changes. We got a new player, and the player's got a long tooth shifting strike, which that's Lady's strike, special strike. It looks like this, where it just trails out these fiery fangs behind the rolling dice. So kind of cool. So in general, generally nice things going on there. The other thing I did that I wanted to do more of today is work on usability. Now, there's a couple things going on here. One is that if we compare what's on these pages in the control with what we're seeing on the stream, right? We see that, okay, the 16 is correct. The +3, this is a +2 here. These pluses are not changing.
Pluses are definitely out. Yeah.
Right? And these pluses here, these calculated pieces are not filled in either. So the calculated pieces are not filled in. Is proficiency connected? Let's see, proficiency is on the next page, so we got to click over here to get to it. That's correct. Perception, so it's the pieces that are not calculated are fine, it appears. Let's go out to the last page as well. We got 250 gold pieces. We don't have her weight yet in here, and her speed's not there. So there's some sync issues here. It's not the most exciting stuff, but we're gonna, that's kind of what I got to do. I got to kind of go through that, but I figure, we'll have a good time. We'll talk to each other. We'll get our work through it. Well, then it says there's code to handle timing in the animation loop. The problem you described is called Spiral of Death. You can handle that in the animation loop as well. I thought there was code there for that, but I may be wrong. Well, it could be that the code is there, but I didn't bring it over to the emitter, because the emitter was kind of a special thing that we added into the engine. I have a feeling that's the problem. That's kind of where I think the problem is. Xayers out there, good to see you. I love that emoticon out there. It's awesome. Love that. Thanks for being here with us. So that's kind of where we are. I also am, from the standpoint of visual elements, I want to, and there's visual and audio elements that I'm also on the list for things I want to do. For death saving throws, I want those to, if you do the roll and you get death, I want there to be a death icon coming out of the dice roll and sound effects with that. And if you get a heart, I want one of those to come out, a smoking heart to come out. So I've got some assets for that, and I plan to add those at some point in the future for those rolls. But aside from those two things, and actually maybe aside from those two things visually, I feel like the dice are done, and we can step away from the dice on that. And I'm feeling pretty good about that. And
that's a pretty big landmark.
It is, and it's like I feel like and I feel really good about the dice. I feel like we're really in pretty good shape with that. Just like the clock, visually, the clock to our right, I feel like we can step away from that. The only thing that we don't have functionally with a clock is the ability to set an alarm. For example, we were playing Dungeons and Dragons 2 weeks ago, And there was essentially an event that was going to happen in 10 minutes in game time. And our dungeon master was tracking that manually, right?
Yeah.
But he was using the clock visually to track it manually. But it's ideal, it's perfect kind of thing for the software to do, right? Let me know in 10
Absolutely.
minutes when this happens, because that's when the bad guys are going to break in to the room, right? Or whatever it is,
And as
right?
you say, that's 10 minutes game time. So when
Yes.
you enter combat and various things slow down.
Yes.
And become kind of more pseudo real time almost, or
Right.
they give you the effective interjection of other things. So that 10 minutes is very hard to calculate.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. Well, if you look at the clock, we can do that, because when we enter combat, when we click the enter combat button, we roll initiative to determine who goes first, and we stop the clock, right? And then when you advance the round, we click here, and it goes up by 6 seconds. Every time I click that, the clock's going to go up by 6 seconds. You can see that every time I click that. That's what's happening there. So you can do it by watching it. But it's way better, and it actually changes the game of Dungeons and Dragons to a way that I really haven't played before, where there is time pressure to decide what to do when you're not in combat, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool. And you could even, I think, arguably. So I used to play chess competitively when I was young, and one of the really exciting ways to play chess is with a timer where you both have like 30 minutes total. So the
That's
game will
right.
last no longer than an hour. And so when it's your turn, when it's your turn, you're thinking and your clock is advancing. When you're done, you slam down the clock. It stops your timer and the other guy's timer goes.
Yep.
Legendary Moon says, could the DM then set timed events in a queue? Yes, that's what we want them to do. Willie Tom says, this is so weird. I just spent much of my weekend getting a variation of this exact kind of project working in Unity. It was more tabletop simulator style tokens with button actions than a raw character sheet, but very similar notion. Oh, that's super cool. That's super, super cool. Well, yeah, we're working on it. We are in progress. Not quite done on the character sheets yet, but one of the things that I added that I love is the ability to right click on intimidation, even though this number's wrong right now, but choose perform intimidation skill check. And when I do that, it's going to change these settings over here and roll the dice over here. So now all of a
That's pretty
sudden
cool.
I'm doing the intimidation, and also notice, look at up the highlighting on the on-screen display there, right?
Yep.
That goes over on the live stream, right? It says we're doing an intimidation skill check. So
that's a couple of mouse clicks where
Right.
previously the dungeon master's got to say, whoa, everybody,
Click,
wait,
click,
I have to
click,
do this roll.
right.
I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to
Right.
determine what it is. Now I have to calculate whatever it is. And now we're going to tell you what happens as a result.
Yeah.
Which is quite a few cognitive steps, really.
Yeah.
But here, right click, left click, you're done.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
as-
lose, you win, whatever it might
yeah.
be.
So if we wanted to do an acrobatics skill check for me, it would be like this: click, 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 right? 3 clicks, right? And you've changed characters, you've changed pages visually, right? And so on the live stream that comes out, and we've done that. So so that's it. We take care of automatic things, like if we get a 20, we roll a secondary die. We got a lot of the automatic pieces that are happening as well. So we're trying to do as much as we can to accelerate the gameplay experience of Dungeons
Yeah.
and Dragons.
I mean, that doesn't just keep it cracking on at a normal pace. It also stops that typical, well, hang on, I didn't get my advantage throw added to that 5 minutes ago when that thing happened to me. So actually, maybe I would have been successful. And now suddenly you've got to drag everything back in time 5 minutes.
Right.
Because DM forgot to do something. Well, this thing's just going to roll it all into one, and it's pretty much done.
And look at what I did while you said that. I said, oh, you want me to bring up the history? And look at like 5 minutes ago. Ava got damage. We were rolling damage for Ava, right? So we have a sense of what's been going on. We're documenting that. So I'm pretty excited about where this is going so far. And
Fully automated D&D with built-in audit trail.
yeah, and that's kind of where we're going with it. That's kind of what we're doing, including the audio. Like I want to be able to say things, I want to, when the roll comes out, I want to be able to have the announcer say 17, or whatever it is in that voice. And so in order to keep it also, I also don't want it to be detectable that it's an automated announcer. And so I've done some, I guess a little bit of, so I've done some thought experiments and I have reached the conclusion that the key to not being detectable is to really limit the amount of unique elements that are part of it. and that are identifiably unique, and to mix up and to kind of, it's kind of like the concept of, it's a little bit of the concept of like glitter on an art project. You want to sprinkle some glitter on as well, right? You're kind of mixing things up so that maybe you had the same stamp and you're putting it all over, but you're going to change the glitter up for each of those different stamps. And so we're going to do the same kind of thing when we do the sound effects there as well. So the whole thing is going to be engineered to be as hands-off as possible, but is also as close as possible to an ESPN-style live sports broadcast with all of the graphics that are taking place there. So that's kind of what we're doing. So that's that. Nice. So I think the first thing that bugs me about this are all these twos here and the twos here. They're not being filled out. I'd like to figure that out. I haven't worked on this in like over a couple months, so I'm going to have to go in and learn this right now.
So when you look at those two sets of data, the one you say that it's the WPF app that's wrong. Yeah. Does that mean that is that random data that's been sent to the stream, or is that actually genuine data?
No, what it is these are calculated values. And so what's happening is on the stream, this big one to my left here that's you're seeing with the correct values in blue and in red, the +4 acrobatics, for example, up at the top, those are calculated based on your proficiency bonus and other attributes of your character. So what we're doing, in fact, what happens if I click on animal handling here to change this? Can I do that? I can't change the proficiency. Okay, so that's hard coded right now. And we're grabbing that from the character. So I want to work on this is basically what I want to do. And so with the calculated, I wrote classes in both C# and in TypeScript. And both classes are essentially functionally almost the same, and which was a little bit disconcerting to me, and but I did it because it was a way to solve the problem, and because I knew I needed it running in the WPF app, and that's kind of my intention was to create a WPF app to control and run everything, and so. So I'm pretty sure that the character class that's written in C# has the ability to calculate these. We're just not grabbing that data. And so we got to go look at it and figure it out. That's what I think is happening. So let's go look at that, and we'll go from there. Let's hide the scroll. One of my favorite things.
That's nice.
Yeah, that one does not get old to me at all.
No.
It's super beautiful. And that's the other goal, right? I want to make, even though the pieces are automated, I want to make them feel like they don't get old. So even in I'll do one more. Are we in the? Or yeah, we are. If I do necrotic damage roll, right here, I've changed the color of the. I randomly shift the color of the heads a little bit, all the way around, right? Just so it looks a little different every time.
A little bit of variety.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So. Yeah, cool. I noticed a small problem on there, though. It didn't tell me the total of the damage. If I do the health, it tells me the total, I think. Right? I should see that. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And the damage does not show me the total. Oh, wait, it did that time. It looks like it didn't the first time. That was weird. Okay. Well, let's look at the character sheet. So let's go in here. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking at this code and trying to figure out how to make this work here. And like I said, we haven't worked on this in like easily 2 months, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Interestingly, we are getting the correct data and sending it to the to the far side, just not reflecting it locally.
Yeah, but it's bugging me, so I want to do it. Let's go look at the designer on this and see if we can identify the part. I think it's called a group. Yeah. So when I added the context menus to do those, I added them inside the group background. So the group background was essentially this space that we created to handle clicks. So that if I came in and clicked anywhere, because this word acrobatics is actually on a bitmap that's brought up from behind. And so if I click anywhere on here, it's going to say, oh, okay, let's focus this one and focus this control here. So if we look at that, that consists of two stat boxes, or one called a round check and the other called the stat box. So stat skill insight is that stat box. That I would wonder, let's see if we see that anywhere over here in the code. That would be awesome if we saw it once at least. Nope, it's not there. Just I'm not getting the control itself, just the other piece, whether it's proficient or not. So that stat box is not there. Let's go look at where it is. Here's the set skill proficiency is here. Okay. So that's coming in out of set from character. So I think that it makes sense here at the very end to do to add something here. So let's see if we can get this, trigger this. I think we can do it by coming in here and clicking on initialize player data. So we'll click that button. All right, cool. Now I want to say set calculated fields. Like that. So create that function. Totally a perf issue. I just hit control dot, declare method, put it down here. When I say that's a perf issue, Roy, just note the time on that. So
yeah.
Thank you. Just want to note everything so we can go check the logs, see what's going on. And now, so we want to say this dot, what is it? Do I have a field called text? Looks like I do. Is equal to, now we got to figure out what it's equal to. Character, let's see, do we get character? What's going on with character? It's passed. So I want to pass character over to this. That's what I want to do. And I want to, let's copy this line of code. I'm going to regenerate this as well because I'm doing edit and continue right now. I'm a little worried that if I try to just manually change it, it might create a problem for me. Okay, so that's equal to character dot, what I got that starts with insight, temp insight mod. All right, let's go look at character. Does character in fact have the ability to calculate these or no? Am I going to have to add these? Dexterity mod. What do we got here? Skill mod insight. It's private. Is that my problem? I'm going to have to shut down. Yeah, it's private. Super interesting. I think that was a side effect of building this after I built the TypeScript one, which this would be public, and I just wasn't even thinking of it. All right, so I'm going to shut down everything. So I just
Is the character class in any way used as a DTO to send over the wire?
It is, but this isn't sent.
That's one of the issues. Well, because it's private, so it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But if you make it public, will it be?
It might
serialized?
be, and I don't think it's going to cause a problem. What if I make it internal? How's that?
Maybe. Yeah, that could work.
Because
you get access to it.
I don't think it's going to send internal stuff over, so it won't change what we're sending. So here's what I'm doing. I've got structural navigation option turned on in CodeRushed, which means I can hold down the control key and up and down will take me from member to member. And then once I'm here,
sibling navigation, so to speak.
What's happening? Okay, there we go.
Perf issue there suddenly again.
Yeah, it looks like there was perf issue again. Alt down arrow like this twice, and it's going to just go down. It's cycling through. That's what I'm doing here. I suppose it's probably be faster just copy that to clipboard, go up and paste, up and paste, up, paste like that, up and paste. Okay, so saving throw. So these are all things I want to be able to have access to. Yeah. Trying to figure out the best, if there's a CodeRushed feature here that we could build to make this faster and easier for me. Right? It's almost like I want to select them all and change all of them at once. All right, that got a bunch of these that were all together in the internal state. Wait. Hold on, though. We may be in trouble. Where are we at? That's in D&D core. Where's stat scroll? That's in a different location. I got to change it to public. They got to be public all the way across the board here. All right.
But now you've got an internal that you can replace.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've only got one. Quicker. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've only got one. One use of these internals and the ones I just added. So I'm just going to hit enter on them. Visually confirm that I'm on the skills. We're changing. All right, cool. All right, so those are done. So we're going to send over the data. I don't think it's going to cause any problems at all. It's a DTO because that's what I think we're going to be okay. I say that, I could be totally wrong.
Well, at worst, we'll be sending more data than we were, and if we're not, as long as we're not reading from that prior to recalculating, then we should be fine.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Or it might be, it's a calculated field, so it might have an error when it tries to bring it across. No, because it'll be a DTO, and when we assign it, we copy it, we move it over. I think we're going to be totally fine. I think we're totally fine. Legendary Moo says, I'm missing CodeRushed Classic. By the way, Legendary Moo, you are only going to trigger once we've restarted. So you only have to use that opening bracket to suppress your fanfare once we've restarted.
It suppresses for the entire session, unless, of course, we restart.
Which we've stopped right now. But Legendary Moo says, I'm missing CodeRushed Classic where you could click the line and change the scope. That's here, but you have to have member icons turned on, like this. No, it had not. We have not restarted it yet. We're still out here. And member icons is, where's member icons? Which one is it? That one right there. So that is your shortcut there. So it's not there now, but now if you turn on member icons, they'll be here, and then you can click the member icon and choose that scope right there and change it. So kind of cool. So, okay, so we've got those changes there. Coming back over into character sheet. That's SAML. Yeah, there you go. And what are we looking now if we do type in inside? Now we got insight, which is I think what we want. Let me just double check that. And that gets my proficiency bonus for the skill, plus the wisdom mod, plus the temp insight mod. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, so very cool. Roy, I'm hearing a bunch of crackling coming from over there. It looks like you took care of it. So the text is equal to that dot. Let's do this. I want to do something different. I want something that says set skill text. I want to create a function because I want to change the color and I want to do some other things as well, like this. And I want this one function. The other cool thing about making this one function, one line of code, is that CodeRushed is pretty good at now figuring out everything you want to do as you move down through.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Well, at least with enums it is. With a bunch of properties in a row, it does not. This is actually a potential area for improvement in CodeRushed. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Let's declare this. Yeah, I think I'm going to ask. I've been wanting this for a while. Actually, I've been kind of wanting it, but not sure if it was going to cause problems or not, Rory. But the idea is this. Look, if we go look at these properties alphabetically, right? If I'm looking at properties alphabetically and I have one line of code that accesses one of those properties alphabetically and the next line accesses the next property alphabetically. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I do a duplicate on that next line, I want it to figure that out and get the third property alphabetically. So you're willing to make it required that you implement the second time manually, and then the third, fourth, and fifth will effectively carry on that pattern. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Seems pretty reasonable. Sense the pattern. That's what I want. Yeah, I think it is. Nice balance there between doing it automatically, which could potentially be annoying, but waiting for the user, the author, as it were, to implement just that first indication, that second, or the first and second indication that this is what you want, and therefore carrying on at that point. So no scope there for accidentally doing it. Yeah, that's what I want. And that separate email, separate that from others. Yep. Okay. This instance of Visual Studio has been up for a while. This has been up for days. So I'm wondering if a restart on this is going to deal with some of these perf issues. I'm almost thinking I'm going to do that. What am I looking at here? Yeah, I'm going to do it here. Let's do it. So we'll get out of here right now because we're not running anyway. Close it down and we will start back up. Here we go. I have two webcams on me now, by the way. I'm so mad at the Brio for when they did, because of this, the little outlines around my head that they added in their firmware update, and no apparent way to solve it, that I got an older webcam, an older Logitech right next to it. And I've got two of them up there, but I was, playing with switching it, but I didn't quite switch yet. So, anyway, that's I'm not happy with the upgrade. All right, so
there's always a fine line like that.
all right, so I want to create a string here that's going to be a what was that? I just typed in VS, variable type string. What is going on? Oh, is CodeRushed not loaded yet because we're delay loading? Is that what's happening?
That could be it, yeah.
I don't even see it. There we go. Wow. Okay, so that's what's going on. All right, so we're just waiting for everything to come up. Okay, so let's see here, string, and we're going to call this the stat stir, like this, and I'm going to say it's equal to this dot to string, and we're going to say change this to value, like that, and then I'm going to check to see, hey, if value is greater than 0, right? If that's the case, if it's negative, it's going to have a negative sign in front of it, but if it's positive, it's not. So I want to say stat stir equals this plus stat stir, like that. So we're gonna do that. The other thing I want to do too is if it's positive, I want to set the color to the foreground. Is that what it is? Yeah, foreground equal to I think we got to do new solid color brush, like that, and we're going to grab colors. Did you not use IFB for that if? No, I don't think I did. I did that, is what I did, I think. I could do IFB like that, and it would give me the block. Yeah. I did not. I think what I did is I did if, and then I finished, and I came down, and I typed in B, and I space. So I think that's how I did it. So, all right, so down here, colors. You did the if and then add the block after. Yeah, I think. Oh, why did you not use? I'm sorry, I misread it. Because I wasn't thinking that far in advance, I think. And I think also out of habit is the other reason. So I think that's
nice to have the option to go either way, to be honest. Sometimes your mental state is in one position, sometimes another. And it works either way.
So I don't want the color to be blue. I want it something else, but I'm going to just pick one of these here, and then I'm going to come in and click it. And then I'm going to figure out the color I want. So then CodeRushed color picker will let me come in and do that. So if it's a plus value, I want it, it's somewhere in kind of this range, I think. And I want it to have enough contrast that it's easy to read. I'm going to play with that for now. We'll make adjustments later if we have to. So there's my foreground color on that stat box. Then we want to check to say, hey, else if value is less than 0, then we're going to come down there like this, and we want it to be red, like that. Fine, I'll take that. Then we're going to come down, and I'm going to say else one more time, and set it equal to kind of this color right here, so it doesn't have a lot of contrast with the background.
Nice and neutral.
My habit is the opposite. I always want the blocks, so I always use IFB, even if the code could be eliminated. Let me show you something you can do if that's the case. I actually would recommend that you do this. Go into templates, go find if. There it is right there. And look at IFB, and essentially just copy that. And if you always want it, change your if template so it matches. That's what you should do. And then that way you don't have to type in.
Save a character.
Yeah, because that B is obnoxious to hit. It really is. Just type in IF and then the space bar, and you're done. And you save. You're going to save. Because think about how many if blocks you do during the day, right? It's like an
the odd one or two.
Let's do it. That's gonna pay off after a day. So you're gonna get a return on investment on that change in one day, and then after that it's all profit. Okay, so at this point we're going to say the stat box text is equal to the stat string. And I think I really should make these fields right here is what I should do. Do I have any kind of way? I can extract it as a method, but not as a field. All right, so let's do this. The reason why is because I don't want to create new solid color brushes all the time. I'm going to reuse these
That's right. There's nothing
Well,
variable about it.
For now, though, for edit and continue, it's better because then I can just change it here. But later, I should do that. So now with that change, let's run it, and we'll do the rest in edit and continue, and we'll see how we do. So I'm going to get rid of the drag in front overlay on here, switch back to our traditional view. Getting things started up. We'll be able to start some music in here too. So Rory, by the way, Rory, oh my gosh, you were not here when we finished the fast loading. Did we talk about this at all?
Fast loading? No.
Yeah, no, we totally do. Oops, hold on a second. I forgot to kill Chrome. Let me do that. We'll start again. Yeah, it's a game changer, Rory. Everything loads in about 5 seconds, as opposed to before it was like a minute to 2 minutes. So you'll even see it on the stream here. If I come in and we change to this view.
1 moment. Should have had that on silent. Sorry.
Nothing but professionalism here, kids. So look at this. So at this point, you should be able to drop a drone right now into, if you type it. Oh, maybe not. No, it's still loading. We still have the scroll bars here. So the drone takes a little longer to load, I think, but I'm not sure why. But everything else, it loads up really fast. Like the die rolls, everything like this. Like watch the die roller. Remember, we used to be waiting about 2 minutes for the die roll to load up. And now it loads in about 4 seconds or less. In fact, it loads faster than it takes me to drag the mouse over to grab and click the initialize player data button. No, that wasn't true that time. There we go. Now it's loaded. That time was a little longer, but if we come in and do a refresh on this, it'll be about 4 seconds, I think. That's about it right there.
Not bad.
So, yeah, so we got fast loading on these, which is awesome. So look, now the drone game's totally loaded. Normally that would take about 2 to 3 minutes, right? Come out here, we can say we want a drone. We should be able to come in and say we want some music. Music. Why isn't it going across? My buttons aren't working on my Stream Deck. Why aren't my buttons working? I don't like that. That's like something else. I guess I got to manually type in music here. Fine. There we go. So kind of cool. All right, let's go see what's going on with the data here. Does Insight look any different? Whoa, look, Insight looks different.
Ooh.
Nice. Now we got to just do this for everything else. So I'm going to set a breakpoint. We're going to, I'm going to change the color of this. We're going to do this. I like this dramatic music. It's perfect for what we're doing. I'm going to trigger that breakpoint by clicking Initialize Player Data. There it is. We're at it. All right, let's start building these up here. So we're going to come in here.
And this is exactly where you want that feature, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I can fake it. Look how I can fake it by doing this, right? By using multi-select, right? So Control Alt Enter, copy that to the clipboard, and now when I paste it, it's got those selected. So now I can just type in acrobatics like this, hit enter, come to the end, paste, come down here, type in animal.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
You haven't seen this? This is Mega Super Copy.
Didn't think of it was. Is that a special paste that you're doing?
No, I'm just hitting paste. But I also, if I copy something else to the clipboard, like say, like I could do this even. Let's drop a marker here. So I'll use a bunch of features together here. Let's go find skills. So I'm going to use CodeRushed to, let's go find the skills enum. There it is right there. I'm going to grab the TypeScript one, doesn't matter, because I just want to copy these, right? They're not initial case though. I wanted these to be initial case to save me some time because it's going to be, I want to paste those right in the middle. Let me, let's go see if the skills in the C# version of the skills is, where is it? There. Is that uppercase by chance? No, it's not. So it's still case problem. So it's a little, it's not really going to save me. What I was going to suggest is this. I dropped a mark on the other one. I can go copy this, Alt-Shift-Home to get back to where that marker was, which was like, right, here's where I want to be. Hit the paste. Whoops, that was, hit Control Alt-V to paste. Then paste with a regular one, insert or Control V with the regular one. But now I got to go to the beginning of this thing. Can I hit home here? Nope, home doesn't take me there. Yeah, I wanted it to do that. Yeah, but the problem is now I got to go back and change the uppercase letter, so it's not really saving me anything. So anyway, Control-Alt-V after I've already copied something to the clipboard will do it. Let's hit run a second. Actually, I'm going to hit run so we get the music going again. Come on. And why aren't we hearing music is my question. I think I may have to reload. Just hit refresh on the drone game so we can get a sense of how long it takes. So when those scroll bars go away on the sides of the screen, the left and bottom, there and there, when those go away, the drone game is loaded.
So was this a perf issue across the whole of the library, or was it just in one section that it was fixed?
He's in the house.
How did this manifest?
The speed increase?
Yeah.
It was across the board. Yeah, the show was excellent. It was like, I think 140... What was the show? Let me find the show so I can reference it.
I think 143 is the one I missed.
What is it described as? Let me just... background asset loading. Yeah. Improving asset loading performance. Yeah. 142 is where we did the major work. The background asset loading was a kind of polishing move on top of that. But yeah, episode 142 was amazing because we start out going down one path. We run into some challenges. We back up. We try a different route. And the route is going to work, but it's a lot of code. And then Will Bennett comes up with, hey, I think you can fix it in one place instead of many.
Like that option. That's a good.
And then we go in there, and it takes some clever kind of coding, but we essentially make changes to the low-level classes part, and I think sprite proxy, and we're like across the board we get performance benefits in every single game app that we've built that relies on those. Yeah, it's awesome. Well, Mr. AnnouncerBot says a warm welcome to Will Bennett, who's now in the house. Part and sprites is where we made the changes. C# Fritz says, run, you foolish musical bot, you. C# Fritz, I promise you're going to have your own fanfare. WorldWake, I think I'm going to get you one as well. WorldWake is asking, what was the game changer? And I think I explained that was the game changer, was the perf benefit on this. It was a game changer because now I was able to make changes and go test them very, very quickly. Right, it was 5 seconds. My edit, refresh, test cycle was about 5 seconds as opposed to a minute to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was a huge benefit. So that show 142 I think is excellent because it shows how to tackle a problem. Like a real world approach to tackling a problem, I think, right? It's not like a demo where I know the answer and I show you in the beginning, right? And it requires several layers of being very clever and careful coding because we don't want to break anything, right?
Yep.
And so we go through that. 142 and 143 are excellent shows to watch. 142 is about 3.5 hours long. If you want to get to the good stuff, you can skip the first hour. But I do think the first hour is also It's informatory. Is that a word? Informative. Thank you.
Michael Jolly is in the house.
Hey, Michael Jolly. I'm just gonna. I just wanted to grab it gently and take a bite, but I'm always too rough. So yeah, it's really informative because it's a great life lesson kind of demonstration, I think, right? It's like, well, here we are. We know we're on this path. We're on this correct path, but it turns out there's a more clever way to go. So yeah, Michael Jelly says, clever coding, I'm screwed. Hey, I don't do it often, but when I do and I'm careful and it, we test it and it looks good, looks solid. it is so good, and so it's like, from my perspective, some of the highest quality stuff that I do, especially in the area of performance, right? What's the most clever way to, get everything loaded up? By the way, this technique that we used for the parts on this is the same exact technique I used for CodeRushed for Delphi. So CodeRushed for Delphi, and I couldn't do it. I was blocked from doing it in CodeRushed for .NET for Visual Studio, but in CodeRushed for Delphi, we had the ability to load up to break our product into individual pieces and load them on demand. And we had the ability to detect demand in a really sophisticated way. I don't think I'm going to go into a huge amount of detail on this right now, but CodeRushed for Delphi had a beautiful loading engine where it would load up just the parts you needed, just the time, and it was incredibly controversial. A lot of developers would be like, no, you've got all of these you're making all of these calls, and to load the DLL, right? You've got all these DLLs. It shipped with something like, I want to say about 40 DLLs, right? But each DLL had only what was needed for that feature, and we only used it when the feature was needed. Right. So whereas virtually every other, plug-in loading kind of thing out there requires a manifest, or if you look at MEF, even with MEF, there's a limit to how it can understand when it's needed. The technology we used at the time was incredibly granular. So you could just build the plugin and not think, and the act of building, the declarative way in which you built that plugin could be interrogated by the main engine, and it could know exactly when it needed it. Like if you hit a keystroke, or if a certain event fired, or something along those lines, and boom, we'd go out and we'd load that piece. And as a result, it was really sweet. So it's absolutely the best way to solve perf problems, in my opinion, is granular loading and loading on demand. It's the way to solve them. Okay, so anyway, back in here. Are we at a breakpoint or not? We're not at a breakpoint. Let's trigger that breakpoint again. I think we lost the drone, and I reloaded it and I think it had to do with the amount of time that Signal R was disabled because of my breakpoint. I think. That's my theory on it. We had this problem before. Let me get the breakpoint again. Here we are. We're out here. So let's see. We're at Arcana. Athletics is next. So I'm going to Control Alt V in here. Athletics, like this. Enter. Control Alt V. And Deception. Like that. This is like the most boring part of the show. Got anything? How was your weekend, Rory?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
What? All right.
I have this great thing. I walk into work in the morning. I'm like, I have no idea what I did the weekend. Not a clue.
Well, you were not feeling well. Remember that? You had
that's
a really
true.
bad headache.
Leading into the weekend, I was not doing good. I had a bit of a migraine coming on, and I pretty much buried my head under a pillow at home and went to sleep and woke up a few hours later, and things were much better. So, a bit of a reset for the old human condition.
Oh, man. Do you get migraines often, Rory?
No.
Oh,
I think that would have to be my third ever.
Okay, good.
That's how rare it is for me. And they only started 10 years ago, something like that. So in that time frame, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think I would, my head is so big, Rory, I think it would be like, have you ever seen the movie Scanners, where they blow up each other's heads with their brain power? That would be like that for me. It would just be over. I'd be like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm like, my worst.
There's a lot of head to hurt you.
wait, performance? Yeah, what did you say, Rory?
There's a lot of head to hurt you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's crazy. By the way, really kind of, sings, notes, it's lightning crashes and the Hugo doll appears, but some reason it's not working. Oops, there we go. I did it manually for you.
He's in the house.
Okay, what do we have here? I realized I could use IntelliSense to help me out as well, so I don't have to type it in there. So after performance, we are at persuasion. And this is also the other thing that's cool about this. Notice I've got two CodeRushed fields here, left and right. If I choose this, it autofills the other. It figures it out, right? So I can actually use IntelliSense in two places at once. Kind of cool. Control Alt V down here. After persuasion, we are into religion check. And there it is right there. Yep, it definitely helps out if I'm using that. That's faster. Sleight of hand, like that. And whoops, I duplicated the line. I want to come in and I want to Control Alt V. And stealth, and one more. And it's going to be survival is the last one, like that. And then let's run those and see what we got. We're at a breakpoint here. Okay, so let's see what we got in. Oh yeah, that looks not bad. Okay, so now we've got these filled out. If we come over here, do they match? Let's switch to this page.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. It looks like we're in good shape. The colors aren't quite right, but now at least I'm not angry anymore, right? Which is, good. It's good to make Mark not angry. That's what everybody says.
Yes. You wouldn't like Mark when he's angry.
You don't want me angry. I say that to all my devs. You do not want to see me angry. We want this feature right there. Oh, cool. We got some music going. I'm happy now. I want to change the color of this. So let's initialize the player data. I want this to be a lighter blue. Pop it up there. Not that light. Maybe there. Let's see what it looks like. Let's run it. It's probably too light.
I'm surprised you're not flat out stealing it from the web code.
Yeah, because I'm a jerk. That's why I'm mean. Fine, let's go get the web code. I was like, I don't know where it is in the web code.
Well,
don't
yeah,
make me find that.
That might be a bit of a search exercise.
Fine, Rory. Fine. It's not in here. It's in
I was going
here.
to eyedrop it off the stream. Yeah.
Can I do that? I might be able to do that. Actually, I might be able to totally do that. Let's do that. That would be way better and smarter. Let's see if we can eyedrop it. So do this eyedropper, going to the stream. So it's not showing me colors when I'm hovering over here. No, it doesn't look like it's working. It looks like the eyedropper's not working at all, Rory.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
We'll note that one down.
Yeah, in fact, I've got a perf issue here, not responding. I clicked on it. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay, look at that.
Whoops.
You got the time.
I do, yeah.
I clicked on the eyedropper. I went down and clicked on the stream window. I came back and I was clicking on the eyedropper again.
That couldn't be us.
Yeah.
That's...
No, that's totally us, Rory. What do you mean that couldn't be us?
Okay, I'm going to say Studio should not be so badly designed that clicking an eyedropper can take it out.
Yeah. Hugo Dahl says, time for VS to blame CodeRushed. Yeah, that would feel like it was pretty much us, for sure. Since we're here and the devs are going to be watching right here, I'm rewriting a badly behaving demo, says C# Fritz. C# Fritz, by the way, this is going to sound like I'm totally sucking up, so I'm going to, be hesitant on saying this. But actually, he's got one of my favorite attitudes towards coding. This guy, I love this guy's attitude towards coding and towards teaching, right? I think he is a model. Hey, that's my product. What are you talking about? Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. Hey, it's my product. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm saying I think your attitude. I think you have the best attitude. It's a model. I should be this good. I'm not this good. Let's try one more time. I'm gonna see if we can crash Visual Studio. Click on here, come down. Oh yeah, so it's kind of working here, it seems. Is it working over here? It's not working on over this other window. Is it not working on other windows? It only works on Visual Studio windows? Yeah, that needs to be fixed. I need that. And so I'm gonna click on the other window. Oh wait, are we already done it? What's going on? I'm going to click it again. Let's see if I can get it. Is that it? Did I nail that color? I clicked on the 2. Maybe I did. Seems like it's not reproducible, but I want him to look at this. No, it's not working on other windows. I want it to work on other windows. I'm not sure where this color is coming from. So, let's see. My product is Visual Studio. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Visual Studio is fine. You guys are doing great right now.
Yeah, I totally didn't bad mouth it at all.
He says he's learned a ton from me. Oh, that's okay. All right, I'll take it. Well, we all have our specialities. Chimera Black is in here. Chimera Black, I'd love for you to hang out at my show a lot because I want to make a fanfare for you because I love your handle. Chimera Black is awesome. That's a killer fanfare. Codebase Alpha is here today, by the way, kids. Fanfares
Welcome,
look like they're not working, but check out Codebase Alpha. Whoa! Codebase Alpha.
Wow.
Okay. Showed that to the kids. I was like, I think I'm going to make it so it does something like, at the end, like goes, or another blast of music at the end. And the kids are like, no, I like how it just stops suddenly like that. So, yeah, Codebase Alpha is here. C# Fritz, I promise you, you're going to get a fanfare, I think, this week. I have to learn. I have something in mind for you that's going to take some learning. I've got to learn to do something to make this work. It's basically 3D explode. I want to create essentially a hat that comes out and it explodes into all these C# Fritz. All these C# that come out. Purple hat that comes out, something like that. 3D and 3D text. That's what I want to do, but I need to learn how to do this. So I don't know if it's possible or not, but that's kind of what I have envisioned. And if not, you'll get some stupid 2D thing if I can't figure that out. Let's see what we look like here. What's our app? I'm looking for the color change on the app. I don't see the app. Is the app not running? I closed the app down. Did I really? Why did I do that? That's weird.
Didn't Studio die?
Yeah. In fact, it says start here. So I just have these things all still running from before, I guess. I've got a Mr. Announcer bot running from before as well.
Okay.
I'm closing those down. That's probably how they were able to change the music, because Mr. Announcer bot. That also, though, is probably why the new stuff, the new fanfares aren't working. All right, so all these are down. Let's close. Let's go close Chrome. Kill every instance of Chrome. Let's start up and run. And while we're starting and run, I'm just going to go out into this and see if we can find that color out there. Let's look for a quote. Whoops. Let's look for the pound sign. Not in this file. Okay. Not found. Performance issue. What? Oh, because we're starting up and running. Okay. Simon Gearing is here, as well as Codebase Alpha.
Welcome back, Simon Gearing.
Aren't they the same?
I've seen you here in a while.
Aren't they one and the same, or no? Are they not? Am I like getting right? Oh, no, maybe they're not. It's not Simon Gearing. Simon Gearing is not Codebase Alpha. Codebase Alpha is Stuart someone. Is that right? Do you know, Rory?
I have no clue.
You have no clue.
I just accept the face value of the chat.
He's in the house.
Will's here. So glad to see you, Will. Yeah, Chimera Black, hang out with us long enough and you'll get a fanfare like that, and which will be awesome because I've got all kinds of things for Black Chimera that's going on in my head that I want to have here for you. And also World Wake, I've got this, I'm not sure if it's... Whoa! Codebase Alpha. The thing I love about Codebase Alpha is the planets move right in. So he's got this kind of 2D logo, and we essentially turned it into almost a 3D. The only thing we're not doing is we're not putting, I wanted to do it, but I didn't have enough time, is to put the little bright lines on the top and bottom of that. I thought it would be super cool. But S&B was also Shirley there? I don't know. Yeah. Copper Beardy. I gotta get my to-do list up here. I gotta get my to-do list up here. I'm gonna do Copper Beardy, World Wake, and who else? I'm writing down Chimera Black in case you hang out, in case you come in again. I don't know if I want to make one and you never show up. That would be bad and sad. But I'm going to write your name down here, Chimera Black, in case you show up again. I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, folks who regularly hang out here, and C# Fritz I got to do. So C# Fritz I totally got to do as well. Fritz. All right, we're getting it down here. Yeah, so that's our fanfare system right there. All right, so let's get some music going here again. Let's see if I can start it now from here. There we go. You can change genre if you want by typing in bang genre and then followed by one of those 5 available music genres that Mr. Announcer Bot has talked about in the chat room. So we can do that. So character stat scroll, how does it figure out? It must have pieces inside of it. Stat page? Oh, okay. Again, this is something that and you can drop a meteor on it to change the song if you don't like the song or to change the genre. So, pages. So here's the create main stat. Let's create skills stats page. Let's look at that. Oops. And yeah, C# Fritz's attitude towards coding and community is he's a role model. I'm going to say that right now. Add stat skill mod. Okay, so let's look at this add stat, the skill mod. New character stat. We didn't get to anything that's here. Color. Let's see what's going on here. If it's a plus, really, let's see if that looks good for us. Not here. Where was it? Character sheets, I think.
There we go.
So we're at 07A CC 73C0. That's where we want to be. We can't do that because we're not at a breakpoint. So, but that's what we want to change it to. So here we can set a breakpoint here real quickly. Come over. Here's what it looks like now. Oh, interesting. Oh, because I haven't set the data over yet. So do this, initialize player data. Let's make that change. Let's come over here, paste that in. Click OK, and now clear that and run it. And now if we come back and look at it, there we go. So now that should match. We can test by clicking, and side by side, the colors appear to be about the same on that. So let's see if I can do this, if I can zoom in on that. Yeah, there we go. So now you can see the colors a little closer next to each other. Yeah. Okay, the other colors are not the same. But we can grab those now that we found those. So let's set a breakpoint again. Let's go back to this. Oh, interesting. That's, if it's less than 0, that's our red. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll copy that. Trigger the breakpoint. Change the red. Come up here. Like that. There's our red, nice, and let's grab our kind of brown color too as well. So now we are in sync with those. Okay, cool.
Nice.
And now we'll run it. All right, Simon Gearing, like the scroll unroll. I like the scroll unroll. How are you doing that? CSS animation or a GIF? We're using our own animation engine on this, is what we're doing. Hold on a second.
Yes, the answer to many things is we built it ourselves.
Yeah, we built it ourselves. So I think the colors, those colors are looking good there. These colors are not, so we're partway there. We've got all of these filled out. We don't have the other calculated pieces here, the modifiers under the strength. Let's work on those next. But let's fully answer this question. So the scroll unroll, here, watch this. Boom, that's the unroll. Let me show you the assets for this. Let's see what I can find here. Let's grab. All right, so these are our game engine. It's all an HTML canvas. Yeah, it's an HTML canvas, and we are PNGing the heck out of this thing. Is what we were doing.
We decided video was too easy, so we decided to roll our own video by having thousands of frames of animation instead.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome and beautiful.
It has genuine benefits, though.
Yeah,
it does allow us to color shift.
Yeah,
as we go.
So look at the scroll close animation here. There's a fire piece on top of it right here. Right, so there's that, and a background color. So what we do, the background color is only red. But if we bring up the scroll, so let's go in here and we're going to say, let's bring up my page. I'm purple. My character's color is purple. So when I hide the scroll, you'll see red fire, but purple smoke. Watch it. Super cool. And I'm just layering one on top of the other, color shifting the background one, using the game engine that we built in the show. Right?
Yep.
We started the show saying, hey, we're going to build, and we never ever finished it, but we started with a promise essentially. And
it's still there.
We're
happen.
We're going to build a vector-based video game, right? Using physics and vectors. So everything was going to be vector-based, which was going to be kind of cool. And we started building a vector-based engine, and then we switched off. Once I realized, I can build sprite-based stuff pretty easily for the stream. We started building the drones. We started doing the animation where people can control them. So like, for example, I'm surprised you haven't built your own sprite sheet resource loader. Yeah, I've not done that yet. But we're not bad in terms of performance, the benefits of those that you get there. The open looks like this. So when it comes down, hold on, not that. The slam, this is my favorite. So this is the slam. These are huge. By the way, this is 1920 by 1080 PNG that's loaded up. So when that slam comes down, it's a giant animation that comes to here. And then once we get to there, then we just do an open is what we do. So the open is here and we just say, okay, there it is. And we're gonna now open that up like that. We got motion blur on the open, so it looks very cool. And then the motion blur stops as we get to the end of it, right? These are kind of all custom done. This is here. Then the backs are filled in and essentially cropped as it opens with text added. So here's the back. And these backs are just these three pieces right here. And they're loaded in. And we bring those in, and then we, as they come in, we crop them so as it opens up, and we fill in the text as well. So it's all kind of this clever, optimized kind of thing so that if I come in and say, okay, let's bring in Ava's page, you'll see she slams in, we hear it, opens up. And the other thing you're seeing too is you're seeing the particle system come in, right? The particle system, as it opens up, you see the particles up and above. Is it fast enough loading them all individually? I guess it's the same amount of bytes to load or just more file handles. Yeah, it's fast enough. It's absolutely fast enough. Will Bennett, just from the chat room, did a test page 2 to switch and change pages. So if I wanted to go to a different page, I can do that. For example, click on the page and it shows, click on this page, and it just does this all automatic. So this is all for the Dungeons and Dragons game, right? The live stream. So it'll be very cool stuff. If you haven't seen this stuff, we've also got on our items, for example, we've got some pieces here. Can I do the test effect on here? It's not working here for me. Did something go wrong here? I'm not sure what. Test effect is not working. I have to look into that. Let's do a refresh of the Dragonfront overlay and figure if that's the problem. Maybe we just need a refresh. That might be the case. Try it now. There it is. Okay. Let's send player data over and we'll go back and now we should be able to now test it. So here's me drinking a potion. What? Oh, because I got to select me. There. Now here's me drinking a potion. Like that. So we got that test effect there. And you can come in and you can go to the heavy poof. That's a sound file. Yellow lights.
This is a sequence of effects that happen as a result of doing the drink. So the initial drinking sound, and then the side effects, the visuals and such afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. And I can do, let's add a new animation on here. And I could say it's an animation, and we can say it's a poof, like that. Let's test it. That's a light poof. I want it to be smoke, so we'll do that. Let's test the effect. There it is right there. Let's put it after the other light smoke one back over here. Let's test it. like that.
It's like Adobe Premiere Lite.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Let's make it purple. So purple's about 300. A hue adjust like that. Make it a little like a 270, a little closer to blue. Let's try that. Like that. Boom, like that. And so that is, so we can do that. Now, there's a bug in here, Rory. I think we got to go find this bug. I just moved this, and everything just kind of weirdly changed. I think the, yeah, it's like, and now what happens when we test it? It's like the scale changed. Yeah, the scale changed in a weird way because I moved it off to the side. So, yeah, I'll have to go take a look at that. But yeah, you can do these kinds of things. This is one of my favorites on impact. Oh, man. So yeah, so we've got all of this stuff is all PNGs. It's all using the game engine. But I can even take that gushing blood and I can say, well, let's say I had a different color blood, like maybe 180, which is a blue color blood, right? Like that. Oh, it's more of a green, I guess, in this case. Let's go to 220. Try that. Boom, like that, right?
That's
so you
better,
yeah, so you can do these kinds of really fun things with this. So yeah,
so Dungeons and Dragons required sparkle, so we made a particles engine.
Yeah.
And then it required blood spatter for various creatures, so an animation with color shifting was born. Fantastic, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Well, we actually built the particle system before we started doing Dungeons and Dragons.
That's true. But
we did do the 3D dice. The 3D dice are crazy over the top as well. Fun to play with. Here, for example, is Ava's Paladin Smite attack. Here. Although I don't see it on the stream.
Not on that layer for some reason.
Oh, because I have to refresh. We heard it, but we didn't see it. I have to refresh on the current cache. I have to refresh all of these because we stopped and restarted. It's all right. All right, here we go. Let's do that again. Paladin Smite attack for Ava. Looks like this. Oops, I didn't select Ava. Oh, because I refreshed. Hold on. One more time. Ava, Paladin Smite attack. This is what she looks like, right there. Yeah, fun and over the top.
Pretty nice, eh?
That's what we're doing, and it's all using the same engine, right? Even around the dice, notice the three things spinning around. That's just one PNG that's color shifted a little bit and rotated. We got rotation into the engine as well. Some very cool things are in there. He was doing test blood. Yeah, just pop that out there. Brendan's here. Amount of time and effort that's gone into this is just amazing. It looks like it, doesn't it? It's about the number of shows we've done times about 2 or 3, because we're about 2 or 3 hours on each show. So about 280 hours, plus some weekend time I've thrown into this as well. So it's not bad, and it's looking better. So I like that. Let's hide the scroll. Boom! And let's get to the next thing over here. We want to get, I want to get it so these mods are correct. These mods and these mods are correct. I want those. So let's figure that out. We solve this, let's solve that.
Just at that point, Mark, I think with the number of messages I'm getting here, I probably better hit the hay and then
okay,
disappear.
Buddy.
I will see you this evening about 3.5 hours time, thereabouts. And I'll see everybody else tomorrow.
All right. See you later today, Rory. See everybody else tomorrow. And I'll stay and keep going here. So let's see. Too bad. Are you planning to connect? Did we just lose music when we switched to Too Bad? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I know why. Because we lose. Yeah. So here's what's interesting about OBS, the streaming software, is that if we switch away to another overlay that does not have the drone game on, which we do whenever we change to one of these pages, the music will continue to go. It still plays the audio files. It's as if it's still in memory and still running. There's just no display. And it's not till we go back to that same page that has it on. So when we switched, when we got to the Too Bad page, it then refreshes, and that's when we lose the music. So kind of interesting that it keeps that music going, and even functionally, apparently. So anyway, we'll get that music going. Sounds like we're in funk. We are. So Simon Gearing says, laughing out loud, Will Bennett, I never got around to showing Mark that. Wait, showing Mark what? Showing Mark... Honey connects these effects and actions to a stream deck for the Dungeon Master. Ask C# Fritz. So, no. Not to the stream. No, I'm actually planning on the effects happening live in response to gameplay. So the Dungeon Master is going to, in fact, we're going to build this next. I think next week we're going to start the map part of this, which is, I think, going to get really interesting. Because the map is going to be able to have players that you can move around. It's going to know the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. Like if I can only move 30 feet, I'll only be able to move 30 feet. That sort of thing. But I'll be able to set up my move and queue all those moves up while it's not my turn, while somebody else is moving. Everything else will go pretty much automatically. There's very few items that are going to be triggered by the Stream Deck. Will I be making this available to another Game Master? No, I'm not going to do that, Brendan. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create multiple Dungeons and Dragons games, branded games on this one channel. So I'm recruiting a bunch of Dungeon Masters, a bunch of funny players, and that want to get together, and we're doing all of this. And so what I want to do is have a bunch of these just running nonstop, where I'm not even necessarily involved with these, but the games are out there, and they're all these super high quality games. The channel name is it's twitch.tv. I'll type it in here, /DragonHumpers is what it is. It is it's going to be a kind of an adult show, unlike this show, which is this is a family show, but this is going to be Dungeons and Dragons, and there might be some swear words out there, and or some comedy that's adult oriented, that sort of thing. But that's what I'm going to do, and so that's my intention, is to use the work that we've done here as kind of a competitive advantage. Now, I do realize I'm checking all this into source code that's out there, so people could come along and copy it, but the assets are not being checked in. So there's still a fair amount of work that would have to be done. So we got a head start, and my goal is to create a channel of just really fun to watch D&D that's happening a lot. That's what my goal is. That's what my goal is. Swear words like VB? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we might. Rory's gone, so I guess we can say that as a swear. This is Mark's side hustle, selling it to Twitch as Twitch plays AD&D and live off the royalties. Oh, we're not sure about that. Although we do have a with the players, we are setting up a contract with the players that if we do make money, that they get a piece of it. So that's all there. But for me, it's really like this crazy passion where I want to make this as beautiful and as hands-off as possible, so that it just kind of all works as an engine. That's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of a little bit about what we're doing. We are practicing still, so every Sunday night we're practicing, and I think we'll go live in, we were talking about going live in August or September, and I'm not sure if that's still going to happen or not. It's kind of a group decision in terms of when we do that, but the engine is looking good, and we're getting there. We're getting closer. So cool. I was joking. You're open sourcing it is great, is what he's saying. Is Simon is saying. The Geek and Sundry folks need to get in on this, says Hugo Dahl. So yeah, we'll. I have a feeling that as we get better, we will get approached by these folks. So maybe we'll do some licensing or something. I don't know. But right now, it's all I care about is making this beautiful and easy to use. So, all right. So set calculated fields. We need to do a few more things in here before I actually trigger the breakpoint. Let's go. I bet this is not going to take too long. I'm going to set breakpoint and trigger it and see if we find the other pieces. So here's the breakpoint. Do we have hold on, Karen is asking me for the keys. I do not see them. I think they might be down on the island downstairs. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to come in over here? Say hi. Yeah, there's Karen right there, folks. You say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Karen says hi. Brendan says hi. Right over there.
Brendonius?
That's Brendonius. Yeah, Brendan Elric is out there as
Nice.
well. I should totally, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to get Brendan a Dev Chatter fanfare as well. So when he shows up, it'll go crazy. What else do we want to do here? Yeah, so let's see here. Hold on. I'm at the break point. I'm going to hit run for a second just because I want that music to keep going. Yeah, I don't have the keys, Karen. I'm not sure where they are. I need an airport run. You want me to come help you find that? Give me a minute. All right. All right, there's the music. Hold on a second. I want to see let's go out in here to the designer. And I want to look at for strength. Michael Jolly.
Michael Jolly is in the house.
Don't hit my head, Michael, because you might crash and geez, Michael, every time. All right, so what do we got here? Where's our strength? Stat strength. Okay, so I've got a stat strength. I bet I got a stat strength 2 down here as well. Wait, hold on. Wait, let's look at this one more time. Stat strength. Binding element name. There's the element, stat strength. And modifier. Stat strength modifier is what I'm looking at. And stat strength 2, stat strength modifier 2. So I think it's looking like this. I think it's like set skill text. Okay, let's set our breakpoint. Whoops. Here's the trigger. And let's duplicate the line, pasted that in. And now, what do we got? Strength modifier, strength mod. Let's make sure that's the calculated one. Get mod from ability. Yeah, sounds like it's going to be good. Ability score. Yeah, that's good. That's what I want. Okay, so, and what is this type? That's a text block. Okay. Like that. Let's declare it. And then we're going to do something very similar to what we got up here. Since we're in edit continue, I'm going to kind of do this for now. Is that going to be right? Or wait. Let's extract this method right here. And we're going to say, call this set stat text stat foreground color. We'll get music in a second once we get out of the breakpoint here. But instead of being a stat box, and we're going to go, let's see, can we keep drilling into user control, content control? I'm going to say framework element is what I think I'm going to do. Is framework element going to have a foreground, or is control going to have a, wait, let's do this. Drill into foreground. And where am I is the question. I'm in control. Okay, cool. So that's going to be control coming in here. Like that. Okay, so we've got control there. And set to foreground. There we go. So that's good. And then we're going to come down here. And we're going to do the same kind of thing here, where we're going to say set stat foreground, and we're going to pass in text block, rather, and we're going to put in value, like that. And Hugo asks, are all the kids present accounted for? Might have gone for a joyride. Yeah. Keys to your heart. Everybody was saying hi to you, Karen, by the way. T-Rex storming on screen, chomping Mark's head, Jurassic Park style. Wait, what's that? That's Brendan's? Okay, yeah, we could totally do that. I'm happy with that. T-Rex, we'll see what we can do there. Chomping my head is tough, but we'll see. It may not be live. So why isn't text block doesn't come from a control? It comes from framework element. How do we get its foreground? Does it have a foreground property? They redefine it? All right, fine. That's sad. Okay. So even that doesn't help me. So I've got to do a text block too. That's sad. All right, maybe I can at least do this. Let's create a variable of this type right here. Brush. Whoops. Brush. I'm going to say like that. Get text brush, and let's declare that. And let's drop a marker there and do this and this. And whoops, I want to keep that down here like that. And then I want to say return here and return here. So I need a new and return here. Like that. That's what I want to do. So there's my get text brush. Put a to-do up here to make these constants. That. Let's see. So there's my brush. So now foreground is equal to that. So now sets that foreground. Yeah, that's okay. It sets text block foreground is now going to look like this, I guess. Right here. Text block foreground, but this is not going to be taken control. This is going to be a text block. Like that. Like that. And then we're going to call this from a similar spot to where we called the other one. Set slot block text. Here. Right there. And then we're going to say text blocks dot text is equal. I think we can just do this, I suppose. Let's see if that works. Let's run it. Set text blocks text. And so now that was for strength modifier 2, which is, yeah, it looks like it worked. Hold on. Yeah, right there. Right there. So that +3 is the one we did. Okay, cool. So let's just do the rest. So we got that music playing for us. Drop the breakpoint there. Trigger the breakpoint. And let's use Control-Alt-Enter there and Control-Alt-Enter to link the two up. Copy those to the clipboard. And now I can come in and paste them in. And instead of strength, we're going to say dexterity, like that. That should change both of them. And Control-Alt-V again. After dexterity comes constitution, like that. And Control-Alt-V. And intelligence. Can I use, yeah, cool. Look at that. Whoops. Well, I see it takes me all the way to the end of the thing. That's why it took me down. All right, cool. Control-Alt-V. And after intelligence, I've got wisdom. Cool. And Control-Alt-V again. And after wisdom, I have a charisma. Like that. and then strength. I'm gonna just put this up the top. Then I'm gonna duplicate all of these. Select all of those. Control change 2 to a 1 in that selection. And let's replace all of those. 6 occurrences. Oh, hold on. Replace a 1 with a nothing. There we go. I think that's going to work. All right, let's run it. And then let's see what we got. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. So let's double check to make sure those are the same. Got a -1. Yeah, looks like we're good here. -1 plus 2. Constitution plus 2. Yeah, looks good. All right, good. So we cleaned that up. That's good. Next thing I want to do is I've got right-click roll pieces here to perform a history skill check, so I can just do that very quickly, and then there comes the roll. So there's Merkin's history skill check. I want to be able to similarly right-click these and be able to trigger off a saving throw from them as well on this page. So I can do this, but I can't yet do a saving throw. So I want to do that, and that's my next thing I want to do. So let's work on the saving throws and what that looks like. Let's see, so that's going to be over in, yeah, I think it's going to be in the XAML version of this. That roll was terrible. Yeah, sorry about that, Brendan. I didn't see it, but do I have time on the stream to see it? No, I'm not live. I don't have the live page up. I switched it. It's so funny. I almost have the ability to look back in time. XAML, says Brendan. I'm not sure what you're talking about. See, Grinodon. You're saying, you're talking about that for an example for your Grinodon. Is Grinodon your own character? You have both the web app and a GUI app. Yes, that's right. I do. I do. So the WPF app, this is the WPF app right here, right? And then the thing on screen that you're seeing on the stream right in front of it, that's the well, actually GUI app. I'm not sure if by GUI app we're talking about the same thing, but this is the web page. I did a thing yesterday. I want to see what's going on with Grinodon. Let's go look at that. By the way, check out this music. This is like crazy. All right, let's see. Is Grinodon something that you created? What is Grinodon? I think it's a grinning. I think you created this. Did you create these? It's not a thing. So did you do all this artwork, Brendan? All right, let's get the right clicks on here. We'll work on those. All right, to do the right clicks, Simon Geary says, having watched a bunch of multiplayer Warhammer Fantasy role-playing on stream, you might want to make that roll animation duration configurable, as it will also affect gameplay when you have many players going around. No, because watch this, Simon. You're going to love this. Yeah, this is over the top. Well, maybe not over the top, but check this out. Let's say we have many roles. We can just come in here and say, I want to do investigation skill checks for these players, and we roll them all at once, right? So there's not a lot of waiting going on here, right? When the whole thing is to, make things go quickly. When we enter combat, that initiative is rolled for all 4 players or how many players we've got on there. Oh, look at that, though. One of the dice is off screen. I've got to fix that. This happened as a result of, so C# Fritz was here and he said, hey, can you roll the dice harder? And I said, yeah. And when I did this, I noticed some of the dice show up off screen. Sometimes. It's rare, but it sometimes happens. So I'm going to have to create bigger walls and steeper borders now in that 3D space out there. Okay, so what's going on here? Twitch emotes. what I did is figure out how to get my web app running out of WPF so I can load the web app and have OBS connected to the web WPF app since it includes a web app. I see. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Makes so I only want one program to get all my stream connection stuff going. Yeah, that's super interesting. Yeah, I don't think I'm there. I don't think I am smart enough to figure that out without spending a lot of time on this. These are Dev Chatter's emotes right here. So cool. And these are all your own, that's your own artwork. Is that right? Brendan? Did you say that already or not? I didn't do them, but they're my chat emotes. Okay, did not do them. All right, got it. So yeah, this is super unique. Hard to get something animated on that without, to do that quickly, but we'll see what we can do that's in the spirit of this. All right, we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, paid others to make them based on my bad designs. By the way, we've got some Twitch emotes. I don't know if mine are available yet to subscribers, but I submitted them, and let's see if I can figure those out and show you those, get those on screen here. Emotes. I'll show you what I did. Here's one of them right here. There's that guy. There's that one. So you see it. Okay, cool. Excellent. And then I also made drones as well. Oh yeah, the drone's there. Look at Will Bennett. You can see he's got his subscriber drone is right there next to his name. Yeah, I gotcha. And the music stopped. We'll start it back up again. There we go. All right. Yeah, cool. So that stuff's all working. Neat. Yeah, I'm like, these things are not my highest priorities, as you can probably tell. I'm like, more about making things beautiful, making this beautiful here and getting control of this. Okay, so I want to do the right clicks on here. I'm going to just grab this context menu that I added here, and I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. I'm trying to figure out where we need to add this elsewhere for the other stat box here. Let's go look for, I think we're in the right spot, actually. Look at this, saving, whether we're proficient or not, strength. It's in this space, the group background. This is where I want to be, right here, in this control right here. So I'm going to come in here and do that. So there's my group background. So I've got the right click on my group background. And let's paste it in. And then we're going to say, perform a dexterity saving throw. Like that. And I can't do any click on it yet until we get to a breakpoint. Let's just set a breakpoint here and I'll do this, the onClick event handler on it. Here. Let's initialize player data. And now let's set the onClick event handler, new event handler. I'm a little worried about this. Actually, let's do this. Let's change it to, what was it before? So we're going to call this dexterity saving throw. Click, like that. Then let's come into the code down here, change this to that. While we're here, wait, let's do this too. Copy, paste, change that to strength. That, paste it, change it to constitution, paste, oops, sorry, paste, change it to intelligence, like that, paste and wisdom, paste and charisma, like that, paste. Let's go switch back to main, get that music going again because I'm digging it. Is that working? What's happening with the music? Let's turn the music off. Looks like I need to refresh the drone game page. Let's go do that. Refresh that cache. Oh, because I'm in a breakpoint. That's why nothing's happening. My bad. Let's run. What's my edit? Okay, looks like I got an extra of those. Let's run again. Clear that. Run. And there's the refresh is happening. We'll be able to get the music started again soon. There. There's the music. And we're rock and roll. Okay. So now, do I have a right click? Let's see if it was able to update that. That was on, I think, dexterity, right? Nice. Okay, cool. So I've got that. Let's change the others as well. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to select this, Control-Alt-M. That's CodeRush's multi-select. So multi-select the pieces I want to change. Copy that. Right, select that block and copy it. And now go to the other blocks right here. So this was saving strength right here. That's stat box group background. There's the end of the group background right there. So do that. End the tag like that. Paste it in, and we're going to change this to strength. And it's doing that for us. And then we're going to do the same thing down. So we've got strength, dexterity. Keep repeating this all the way down. Now I'm slightly worried because I've got underlines here where it says didn't find any items to change, but I think we're going to be okay. This is Constitution, like that. And I think we're going to be okay because when the menu comes up, it'll figure it out. And we're now in intelligence. There's the end of the group background. Yeah, basically an auto multi-select. Yeah, and so when I come in and paste it, so this is called, this feature is called, hold on. This is called Mega Super Copy. I decided to go overboard on the feature name. And I just select the pieces I want to change, copy the whole block, and then paste it. If I copy something else to the clipboard, I can still get the last Mega Super Copy paste in with a Control-Alt-V to paste that in. So, all right, there's the group background. The next one, like that. There's the group background. Come back in here and paste it in. And this one is going to be, this is wisdom. So for example, I could come up here, copy that, come down here and paste it. Now I won't be able to paste anymore, but what I can do with the paste key, but what I can do is I can use Control-Alt-V instead. So let's do the same thing again. Come down here, / local group background, and now Control-Alt-V here, and now I can come up and grab Charisma if I want, come back down and paste it in like that. So I can do that. So Charisma, is that the last one? That's the last one here for this set. We've made those changes. We are not at a breakpoint. That's just live XAML, a beautiful feature in Visual Studio. Let's see if it works. So right click on the intelligent, nice. So nothing's working yet, not doing the throws yet, but I get the menu items up, which is hot. It's what I want to do. All right. All right, so let's work on the code for that. Let's get the roles actually working. So we're in here, let's set a breakpoint. There's dexterity. Trigger my breakpoint. Perform dexterity saving throw. All right. Check out what I'm doing here. My code is on skill check requested. Oh, I'm triggering an event. Okay, that's gonna be a little tricky. We're gonna need to create a custom event, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this in edit and continue. I don't think we will because it's gonna require an initialized read-only field, which won't be initialized because of edit and continue. It's a little tricky to do that. So I think I'm gonna have to shut everything down, start everything up again, which means fanfares will be re-enabled, which means if you don't want to see your fanfare again, start your thing with an open bracket. Start your first post with an open bracket, and it'll ignore that. Okay, so let's close everything down, and we're going to start building this. We need an event because we need to bubble it up to the outside here. We've got a skill check event args. We look at that. all it's doing is it's passing in the skill in there. We want a saving throw event args is essentially what we want to do. So we're going to create a new class called saving throw event args. Like that. We're going to descend from routed event args. There it is right there. We're going to do something like this. Or we're just going to come in here. We need a routed event in there. And we need something else. And we need that at the end. So do this, but it won't be skills. I think it's called ability. There it is right there. Let's go double check. Yep. Cool. And then here I should be able to come in here and choose declare. Declare property with initializer. And then it's going to ask me where do I want that property. I'll pop it there. And it just adds that code for me like that. So pretty fast and easy to do that with CodeRushed installed. By the way, if you're watching and you want a license to CodeRushed, let me know. If you don't have a license to CodeRushed right now and you're watching, you want one, I will give you a free 1-year license to CodeRushed. Just say, hey, I'd like that, please. That sounds pretty awesome. There's saving throw event args. So let's use CodeRushed to move it to its own file. Oh, wait, can I do it? Yeah, I can do that. Cool. We're good. There's our saving throw event args. We're good. Let's go back over here. Hugo says CodeRushed. Yeah, that didn't work, did it? I think it's because we've got disconnecting going on here is what we've got. Disconnecting. Copper Beardy. All right, Copper Beardy, give me a sec. Give me a second, Copper Beardy, and I will get you a license to it. Hold on a second. Like this, and like this, and like this. I need to send you some information. Like this. And what are we on? Episode 144 here. All right, I just DM'd you. I just whispered you on Twitch instructions for how to get it, and how to move forward on that. So you just got yourself a free copy of CodeRushed just for being here. Excellent work. Congratulations. All right. Okay, let's get the music back up again. I might be doing this a couple times. Was music going to work with things not running? It is. Mr. Announcer Bot is still running. Simon Gearing says, already happy customer. Can't recommend CodeRushed enough. Save me many hours on refactorings. All right. Cool. Okay, so what we have here, we've got a skill check event handler. Let's create a duplicate of this delegate that's going to be slightly different. It's going to be a saving throw event handler. Is that fair to say? No. It's going to be an ability event handler because I'm going to have 2 different ability events, I think, going forward. So it's just an ability, and it's going to be ability event args, I think is what we called that, right? No? You don't see that? Ability event args? We didn't call it that? What did we call it that? Saving throw event args. I want to rename this. Okay. Ability. By the way, one of the CodeRushed features that I don't talk about a lot is camel case nav. Alt shift and left and right arrow allows me to select like this very quickly. So I was able to come in here, go boom, boom, select the piece I want, rename it immediately. And then now all I need to do is rename file to match type. And now I've made that change and ready to go, ready to keep going, right? So very fast to do those renames. All right, next we need a routed event. I've got a template for that. I've got 2 different templates in CodeRushed for this for WPF. REV by itself for routed event is going to give me a routed event and a preview version of that. So there's one up here and a preview version as well. If you don't need all of that, you can follow that by a comma, which means I want a shorter version of the template. This is standard throughout a lot of CodeRushed templates. You can follow it by comma and get a shorter version of it. So like that. If you see any templates that are putting too much out, try a comma after it, and it might create less for you. So we're going to call this this is our saving throw request event, like that. And on skill check requested, on saving throw requested. That's what I should really call it. Let me just redo the whole thing because it'll link up everything for me again. So REV comma on saving throw requested. Like that. And so now it's not a routed event handler, it is an ability event handler. And this is the ability event args. Like that. And now we need to pass the ability in, which means here we need to pass in the ability right here. Like that. And we're going to pass in ability right there. And that should do it. And now we just need to whoops, looks like I have 2 ons here. Did I get the wrong name on this? Saving throw requested. Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Sad. All right, what am I going to do? Am I going to... I think I want to do it again because I want to make sure I don't make any mistakes. I think it's going to be better if I do it this way. So we're saying saving throw requested. Like that. And then ability event handler. And this is going to be ability event args. Like that. And then I'm going to delete this down here. And we're going to do something like that right here. Copy that, paste that here. All right, and then delete this. All right, that's where I think we are. Okay. And that's going to be this, saving throw requested event. All right, so now we've added that. And we need to handle this as well. Let's see where we're hooking this. Skill check requested. I'm just hitting tab next reference. I'm not seeing this. Is that... Let's do this. I have a sense I know where it is. It's... Reviews code. Very interesting music here. It was not a character sheet SAML. No, I don't want that. I want main window SAML. It's back. There we go, right there. So we want to come down here and say skill check requested. Then we want to do saving throw requested plus equals tab. And now if we come down in here, now we've got that. Set a breakpoint there. And let's run. Build errors. Oh. Let's take a look at that. So we can throw a click on character sheets. What do I have? Saving, throw, click. Where's that? Is that in, is that over here in the XAML? Okay. It's here. Perform, looks like saving strength. Looks like I deleted that without noticing that. Is it strength saving through click? Yeah. Let's see if that works. Let me close down and kill every instance of Chrome. We're going to start up. Okay, so initialize player data. And now if we come over and say perform strength saving throw, Dexterity, I think, is the one we have to look at. Is that going to work? Let's see if we can find this, work our way down in here so this all works. Dexterity saving throw click should have got me to a breakpoint. That did not. Why did that not do that? It's not out there? What's going on? Strength. Oh, did I do this in the wrong place? I lost dexterity. This was dexterity. Okay, got it. Right? Is that right? Let's double check. I'm doing the right one here. Yeah. Dexterity. And the click is dexterity saving throw click. That's not why we're not getting there. Right, let's see if now that'll work. No, because it didn't update it. Fine. Let's go set a breakpoint out here instead. All right. Strength. Okay, now we're here. Now we want to say on ability. What is it? Ability. It's just those? No, no, no. I just added this. Oh, it's on saving throw requested is what it is. Okay, great. Let's go back. On saving throw requested, ability dot strength, like that. Okay, so now let's run that. All right, and cool. Saving throw requested, event args come in, and now in here, the ability is strength. Excellent. Okay, so now what we can do is we can say prepare, roll. And let's look at how we do this right here. Yeah, we want something like this. Okay, so we're going to say something like this. But instead of saying select skill, we're going to say select ability, select saving throw ability, like that. And passing in the ability. And let me comment all this out for a second because I want to get the next song to play, and it's waiting because I'm in a breakpoint. Okay. One more time, I'm going to re-trigger that breakpoint. All right, and active player, roll the dice, prepare roll, and then we're going to change this to saving throw, like this. So we just have to implement this piece right here, which is based on another one called select skill, right there, which is right below me. Check it out. That's what I'm looking for. So we basically are doing this, and we go through to find them. It's kind of a lot like that is what it is. So new method, select saving throw ability. We're going to bring in an ability, like that. And also kind of an interesting song here playing. Super interesting. This, and then we're going to run through all the items in the combo box for ability. Looks like it's that. And there, lowercase ability, selecting it. This might work like that. Might want to consolidate both of these functions into a single. Let's run it and see what happens. So here we go. Right click, perform strength saving throw. Well, I think it might have worked. I don't have a die roller page up right now. Let's open it up. See what we get. Die roller, initialize player data, right click, perform strength saving throw. Did not get any, whoa, did not get anything. Why is that? Maybe because I need to change one of these pages. Let's try it. Ava, right click, perform strength saving throw. There we go. Yeah, this is muted. Critical success, nice. for the saving throw. Okay, so it looks like that is now essentially working. I want to get all the other pieces in here as well. Saving throw requested. What is the other thing I need to do? It's over here. I need to add this code everywhere else. Dexterity, constitution, that sort of thing. So let's come back over here, grab the constitution one this time. And now we're going to come in and just add this code everywhere. Dexterity. And I can do the same thing here where I say, well, I know I only want to change this, select that like that. So when I say like that, I mean hitting Control-Alt-Enter to select that piece, select the part I want to copy to the clipboard now. And now when I paste it, it's selected right there. So the caret's right where I want it to be, like that. Come down here, paste it in again, type in, yeah, dexterity's fine. We'll take in dexterity. Did it just CodeRushed do that for me automatically? No, it did not. Okay. Intelligence, like that, and so on. Am I in the right place? No, I'm not. Wasn't paying attention. All right. That was Constitution. This one should be Intelligence. This one should be Wisdom. This should be Charisma. So paste and C. There's my Charisma right like that. So pretty fast way to do it. So clear that breakpoint, run it. And so now I should be able to do a saving throw from any character with like 3 clicks, right? So the 3 clicks are like, well, let me do this. Let me go. What do I need to do? Let's go, yeah, let's do this. We'll put this up here. But the 3 clicks are click the character I want, right click the saving throw I want to perform, and then choose perform wisdom saving throw, like that. So it's very fast now to do a saving throw for any character, right? Boom, Constitution saving throw. Good. So that's the other change I want to make from a usability standpoint, right? I'm trying to make this so it's very fast to use here. So we want to do one of these checks, we can do it. I think I'm going to end the show with that. I feel like we kind of set about and completed what we wanted to do. We improved the usability of this, of the UI here. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, let's go see who's out there live right now, who we are following. Michael Jolly. Honest Dan Games. What's Honest Dan doing? Got an ad I'm watching. I'm not sure. I haven't sent anybody over to Honest Dan yet. I think I'm going to do that. See what it looks like. See if it looks like he's doing anything fun or interesting here. As soon as I'm done with this ad, sigh. All right. That looks kind of cute. Let's go rate him. See how he's doing here. Yeah, a little tricky to get that. All right, here we go. Here comes the raid. Copper Beardy, that's super cool. I love that. Let's go raid. Honest Dan Games. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, good to have you guys out here. Good to be streaming with you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We will talk to you later, as we are now rating and about 10 seconds away from rating. We'll do this. We'll give you the CodeRushed outro music as we say goodbye. And have a good day, everybody.